Okay, now I spend $300,000 to $400,000 per month on Google PPC ads, and quality score is a really important thing if you want to have lower cost per click and you want to get your ads shown more places. I'll be showing you the 5 big tips to increasing your quality score, lowering your costs, increasing your reach that I've learned in my business so that you can more effectively do Google ads for your business or for your affiliate business or your e-commerce business. Whatever you're doing, Google is the biggest, it's just the biggest ad network around. Google is one of the most lucrative companies around, and it's all based off of their PPC. So we'll be going over these 5 things in this video. Looking forward to showing you all the stuff I've learned from all the tens of millions of dollars I've spent over the years. Let's get it. Now, do you ever feel like you're just blowing money to the wind with your Google ads and you could be getting it done for cheaper? Well, you can. And it starts with increasing your quality score of your ads. When you increase your quality score, you get higher click-through rates, lower cost per click, and you just end up making more money and higher ROI for your business. So let's go into the 5 things that you can do to increase your quality score. Now, the first thing that you want to be aware of is you want to use as specific of keywords as possible. Using specific keywords is going to, it's probably one of the biggest things you can do for AdWords. Instead of saying, if you're a lawyer, instead of saying personal injury lawyer, go after long tail question-based keywords. If you're selling a weight loss product, maybe go after keywords that are, how do I lose weight, without dieting, right? That's a much better keyword than just targeting weight loss. And just to kind of illustrate this point, we can think of keyword intent as sort of like, I think of it as a funnel. So up here you might have words like weight loss, okay? Weight loss, and there's a lot of people searching for this keyword, but the money for this keyword is very low, and the intent of people to purchase any product or stay on your website is fairly low. You can increase your quality score by going after a long tail keyword such as I mentioned, some long question-based keyword where less people are searching it, but the amount of return on your investment is going to be much higher, as well as your quality score will be higher because you have a more specific keyword. Another example would be is if somebody's searching for TVs, okay? Somebody's searching for even, we could make it TVs is a very broad keyword. You could get a little more specific saying, 32-inch LED TV. That's a little more specific. Less people are searching for a 32-inch LED TV, but the people searching for an LED TV have a little better idea of what they're actually trying to accomplish. They have a much better idea. Now, the ultimate keyword for things like quality score is going to be, the ultimate. And this is actually a big hack. And if you find these keywords in your niche, you're going to make a lot of money. And it would be a keyword such as, SM0073 QS. And you might say, John, that's just a bunch of letters and numbers. But if you've sold physical products before, this is a SKU, okay? This is a SKU number. This is an actual identifying number if you are looking for a specific model of TV. And these keywords are ultra money, okay? This is a good keyword and this will have a better quality score. But if you go after SKUs, that's a little growth hack. That's an ultra money keyword because there's lots of people like me who go into Best Buy, I'll look at a few TVs, and what I do is I'll go and I'll take out my phone and I'll take a picture of the actual model number of the TV. I'll either go around the back or usually they have some information and they'll say the SKU number, and I'll just find it for cheaper somewhere online. That's the ultimate way to target, and every niche has those ultra specific keywords you could go after, and your quality score will reward you, your ROI will reward you, everything will work better for your business, whether you're doing affiliate, e-commerce, or running just a normal small business. Now, the second tip that I've learned to increase my quality score is make a lot of use of negative keyword lists, okay? Now, negative keywords are letting people know what you're not looking for. So in my previous example, I said somebody might be searching for a 32-inch LED TV. The negative keyword for that would be 32-inch LED TV repair, okay? Or TV, 32-inch TV manual, or 32-inch TV parts. So if you're doing a product like that, you want to sell the TV. You don't want to sell the parts, or you don't want to sell, maybe you don't do repairs, or maybe you don't want to sell, you're not giving them the manual. Those would be examples of negative keywords, and if you were even to target them, you'd pay a lot less because a TV costs a lot more. You make a lot more money on than selling the parts to a TV. So negative keywords will allow you to be more targeted and your ads to show up to people that are more interested in your product. If somebody's searching for lawyers, right, personal injury lawyers, they might not be, if you're bidding on personal injury lawyer, an example would be lawyer cases or some sort of other research document. You don't want to bid on keywords that paralegals are just searching in Google for interest. So you can get more targeted if you use more negative keyword lists. And just the easiest way I would say to do that is go into your specific search terms in Google and look at the exact searches that people are looking for. And oftentimes you'll notice that probably a good 50% of searches are just weird, random long tail searches that aren't actually beneficial for your business. So check that out and make use of those. Those will really narrow your focus on specifically the people that are going to be potential buyers and going to stay on your webpage and be interested in what your ad and what you have to offer. And you might be wondering kind of, what is my experience doing this? Obviously, I said I spent $300,000 to $400,000 per month in my business buying ads on Google AdWords. I've actually been doing this for 10 years. Okay, I started in an ad agency. I was just working as a PPC analyst, and I was managing up to 25 accounts at the time. I just started as an intern, but I tried to get as much experience because my intention was always to start my own internet business. So I started working for a company and just managing as many AdWords accounts, and every employee loved me because I would actually just manage their AdWords accounts for them if they let me. I'd work harder, I did a better job, and I looked at it as a way to learn and get experience in doing advertising, which is, I think, the most important skill for anybody selling products, especially online. Now, over the years, I got good at figuring out how to correctly structure ad campaign. And I saw a lot of businesses that would just take all their keywords that they thought were helpful for their business. Maybe it's auto mechanic, auto repair Thousand Oaks, whatever it was. And they just put them all in one big campaign, all in one ad group. But you can increase the quality score dramatically if you separate out your keywords into more specific ad groups. The best way that I suggest, if you're selling a product on a national level, is to use a root keyword. Okay, I always have a root keyword where every other keyword is based around. So an example of a root keyword might be personal injury Los Angeles. Okay, that's for a local business. For a national business, it might be big markers. That might be the root keyword for an ad group. And typically, I look for keywords. I use the Google keyword tool, and I look for keywords that have 2,000 to 10,000 searches a month, and I kind of base my entire ad group around that, and I have different ad groups for each of these specific searches: 32-inch TVs, 24-inch TVs, 65-inch TVs. I'd have specific ad groups for each of the specific types of products that my business is selling. This helps Google, this helps you, this helps the customer because they're going to a more specific product category that you are advertising around. One factor that Google looks at highly is, are people actually clicking on your ads? Because if people are clicking on your ads, that's an indication to them that people like what you have to offer and that your messaging is good. They will, because what you have to understand about Google is taking a risk every time they show your ad. Think about that. How is Google taking a risk? And the way Google is taking a risk is because they're only charging you if people click on your ad. So every time they show their ad, there's an opportunity cost associated with them serving your ad. They could show somebody that they know is going to get a higher click-through rate. So having a higher click-through rate on your ad is going to help your quality score. It's also going to help Google because they're going to make more money, because if more people click on your ad, Google makes more money and they have to show less ads. So they always want the highest click-through rate ads. And how you do that is by optimization. Optimization means that you're going to write down, whenever you do an ad, write down 10 other headlines that you can use in the ad. Write out 10 other description lines. Write out a bunch of different versions of your ad and test them and have them compete against each other. Generally speaking, if you put up 20 ads, maybe 1 or 2 of them will actually be winners. You know, they will be most appealing to people. And it's just data. That higher click-through rate will reward you with a higher quality score and a lower cost per click. Therefore, each customer, each prospect coming to your website will end up costing you just a lot less money. So it has an overall increase in your ROI, and it makes you competitive. And if you're not optimizing your ads, you're probably going to be drowned out by people who are. Because people like me, you know, I was managing companies' ad accounts, 10 years ago. There are other people like me who are just all day. Our jobs are to optimize ads, to come up with new ad text. So if you're not optimizing your ads, if you're not constantly split testing, you're going to be beat out eventually by someone who is. Even if you have higher margins than your competitor, if your competitor only has to spend half the amount of money, you're probably going to be beat out. And the last thing to keep in mind is also optimization, but it's optimizing your landing pages. Google looks at, one of the big factors is Google looks for customer experience. They want users coming back to Google. That's the whole purpose of it. If you don't find what you're searching for on Google, people will eventually stop using Google. So to increase your quality score on your landing page, what Google really looks for is they look for how much time did they spend on your website. And I might be thinking, let's say I'm not using Google Analytics, how would Google know how much time somebody spends on my website? Because they're on my website, they're not on Google. And the way Google tells how much time they spend on it is because they look to see if the person returns back to Google, or what we use in marketing is the bounce rate. So Google will see that person return back to Google search and search for more, search again. They'll try a different search. And when Google sees that people are only spending a couple seconds on your site before bouncing back to Google because presumably they did not find in that 5 to 10 seconds what they were looking for, it means that your landing page or whatever page people are arriving on from your ad, it's not congruent with what the customer wants. It's not actually helping them find what they're searching for. Therefore, Google's not doing its job. Therefore, you are going to get dinged with a low quality score. The way to raise that up is by also, same thing as your ads, constantly split testing your landing page so that it is always appealing to the customer. The more appealing you can make your landing page so that customers are spending a long amount of time reading through the content, engaged with whatever you have service or product you have to offer, they are going to reward you with a higher quality score, and once again, a lower cost per click. You are going to get a big benefit there and be able to beat out your competitors. Now that's about it. I hope you learned something. Let me know what was the most useful to you learning about specific keywords, learning about negatives, ad groups, ad optimization, or landing page optimization. Let me know what was most useful in the comments below, and let me know also if you are currently doing AdWords, or if you've never done AdWords in your life. Most people don't do AdWords, and I want to know if people are finding interest in this, because if so, if you're doing AdWords, and if there's something specific you'd like to learn about, I'm totally willing to teach it. I have a free training course on how to do Google PPC. I'll have my assistants link to it in the card somewhere on the screen. If you want to see more videos about how to just get your product and get your services and get your links out online, whether you're doing affiliate, e-commerce, or running just a small local business, subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell, and I come out with daily videos about how you can better reach customers using the internet. Have a good one.